Hey everyone, I am back today with Mr. John White, the creator, the inventor of, it is here, the Spooky 2 device and many other cool technologies. John White is working very hard with his team to help humanity, and it's absolutely incredible what they come up with. They are really blessed and they're blessing humanity. John sent me this mysterious device that goes on the wrist, and I really wanted John to explain to everyone how incredible this technology is. I tried it for myself. It's absolutely working and I'm absolutely impressed. So now, John, welcome, and how are you?
Thank you, Elena. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me back onto your show.
I'm very, very, very honored. Very honored. So, John, please tell us about this new technology that you came up with, the cold laser technology, please.
Right. Well, cold laser. When people think about lasers, they think about these. Well, quite often they look at they think about movies, and the lasers are cutting holes in steel and doing some damage. Those are high-powered lasers. They've got such a high power that they can melt steel, burn objects. Cold laser is the same kind of technology, but it's at a very low power level. Generally, it's 5 milliwatts or 7 milliwatts. Now, a milliwatt is 1,000th of a watt. It's very small. So it hasn't got any ability to burn holes in anything, which is a good thing because it's not good to have holes burnt through your skin. But cold laser technology for health purposes has been around for quite a while. What they found was that the light from the laser, because it's a coherent light, it energizes your cells. I guess it's like when you wake up in the morning and you're feeling tired and you open up the curtains and the light comes streaming in and you can feel your body becoming more and more energetic, which is again the photons of the light reaching the cells on your body. And in a scientific viewpoint, it introduces energy into your ATP, which is the energy part of your cells. It invigorates your cells. I was wondering, can I show you a PowerPoint which I've prepared, which explains in detail?
Please, please, please. So I'm going to put you full screen and we are going to enjoy that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so share. Okay, can you see that okay?
Yes, perfect.
Great, okay. Now, this PowerPoint is going to explain cold laser therapy and two of our devices that do the magic of cold laser. Now, what is cold laser therapy? Cold laser therapy is, I'll try and move this out of the way. It's also known as low-level laser therapy because it's very low power, very gentle. It delivers non-thermal, which means cool, photons of light to the body, and this helps heal injured cells. As I mentioned before, surgical lasers or UFO lasers, they're used to destroy tumors, and the object that the laser is hitting generally heats up quite a lot. But cold laser therapy is cold because the energy levels are so much less than that. Now, in the bottom, you can see the different wavelengths, everything from ultraviolet, the visible light spectrum, and infrared. Both ultraviolet, you can see ultraviolet down to around 200, which is here. Infrared is generally invisible. We feel that as heat. Oops, I'll go back. Now, different wavelengths have different effects on your body, and I'll be going into that just in a short while. Now, the wavelengths can penetrate the skin and go further down, so you can use cold laser on joints as well as skin issues. Now, we'll talk a bit about the benefits of cold laser. Now, the first one is actually quite impressive. Now, improves blood circulation. By placing a cold laser device on your wrist and leaving it there for about at least 3 minutes, or in tests that we did it for 20 minutes to allow for the full body circulation of your blood. Your blood cells stop clumping together. If they're clumped together, they can't absorb the oxygen to carry to the cells efficiently. They also can't remove the CO2 and throw it back out the lungs, and as you know, so you can exhale and get rid of the waste gas. If the cells are all individual and floating, the surface area is greatly increased. It also reduces the chance of having a stroke because there's this chance of a blockage. Your blood's flowing more freely. In tests that we did in our Spooky 2 laboratory, we have a high-powered microscope, and we did blood microscopy, and we were totally amazed. Like, I'm a healthy person, but even my red blood cells, I could see little spikes on them before I used the cold laser wrist. After 20 minutes, I looked at my blood again, and they were just as you can see in this picture, beautiful, round, smooth cells with that little cute little dimple in the center. It really is quite pronounced, the difference. Now, people that use cold laser on their wrist, quite often they won't see their blood cells, they won't know this, but they'll have an overall feeling of wellness. Generally, the energy would be a little bit higher, but they wouldn't feel so groggy. Their body, will be working more efficiently. Now, inflammation. If you have got inflammation, cold laser can boost the immune system, and this helps to diminish the inflammation quite rapidly. Relieves pain. It can inhibit the nerves transmitting the information of pain to the brain. And other chemicals which the brain releases, such as serotonin, endorphins, those beautiful chemicals. It helps in the release of those. And so you again get the overall feeling of being better and you are actually better. Because of point number 4, it accelerates the tissue repair. If you injure yourself, it's important to, as soon as you can, go to some remedial type method to try and get your body in heal mode as quickly as possible. Now, because cold laser makes your blood flow better, deliver nutrients, and deliver the white blood cells faster and with a greater surface area, the tissue repair is much faster. It also accelerates the growth of new blood vessels, and also the tissue that gets built immediately after an injury, which is structural for the final tissue that which is repaired. Now, more oxygen is delivered to the damaged tissue cells, and that all helps to allow your body to heal naturally. It's kind of cool to use something natural to heal yourself. Now, cold laser, okay, lasers, there are instances of lasers in nature. They're stars. A star can become a laser. But sunlight, natural light, is incredibly healing. And what cold laser does is it delivers it in precise fashion. The difference between laser light and sunlight is very scattered, whereas laser light is very coherent. All the photons are being delivered in lockstep fashion, and so their biological effects are greater. Now, this is the device that you showed your viewers just a little bit earlier. It's our beautiful cold laser wrist X. Now, this is very, very convenient. It's got its built-in battery. It's as easy as just turning it on and leaving it on. You wear it in the opposite orientation to a watch. So the main unit here is on the inside of your wrist. The underside of this has got lasers and LEDs, which I'll be showing you soon. And they shine directly on the arteries which are flowing through your wrist. It's a match made in heaven. It's a perfect spot, very easy to place a device such as this. And it looks kind of similar to a chunky old-fashioned watch. And you turn it on, and after, I think it's 20 minutes, it turns itself off again. Now, you've got a nasal laser accessory for it. You place the accessory just up your nose. I wonder if I can show you. No, I haven't got the accessories here. These accessories, I think they are optional, but they're not. They are inexpensive. You shine it up your nose, because in your nose you've got your sinuses, and you've got a lot of blood vessels which are very close to the surface of your skin. Ideal again for purifying your blood and making your blood better able to flow through the tiny little capillaries. So every cell in your body gets the nutrients it needs and can remove the toxins that it creates. So we've got the nasal laser, and we also got our ear laser as well, which you just put into your ear canal, just like an earbud. Now, people have used this very often for tinnitus. They found that it's quite effective for that. Not all forms of tinnitus will respond, because some tinnitus is due to nerve damage, which is quite deep inside your skin. But some form of tinnitus respond very well to cold laser therapy directly through into your ear canal. And these two units plug just straight into your watch. So while you run this on your wrist for purifying the blood in your body, you're also purifying the blood vessels in your nasal cavity and your sinuses, and also for your through your ears as well. Okay, this is the other side of the unit. Now we've got different colors there. Cool. Now it looks pretty, but we do it for different reasons, because each different color of light has got an optimized function. Now, the red laser lights are wonderful for blood purifying. They also unclump the blood cells and let the blood cells look nice and plump and round and healthy. But we just say blood purifying to keep it simple. The blue LED light. Blue is getting lower, closer to the ultraviolet light spectrum, which we saw earlier. And people will know that ultraviolet kills pathogens. Well, blue LEDs to a degree do this as well. And so, as well as purifying the blood, the same unit can disinfect the blood. So if you have a disease which is blood-based or being transported through the blood to other parts of your body, you can use cold laser wrist to provide a dam and remove these pathogens from your body. The green LED light is wonderful for boosting the immune system. Okay, so you've purified the blood, you've killed the bugs. Now you need to have an immune system to assist in the pathogen destruction. The yellow LED light is great for improving metabolism, so your waste removal mechanism gets a boost as well. So you're killing them and removing them much more efficiently. Now we have red lasers in here that are 5 milliwatts, so you won't feel the heat or any burning from these lasers. It's a beautiful unit. You can use it many times on the same battery charge, and it just charges from a regular USB port. So you can plug it into your computer and charge it from there, or from a USB wall wart, whatever you want to call it, a power adapter. And there's just one button turn on, one button turn off. You can also do other things with it, like set the time. You can get it to flash if you want. But these are just options. You don't need to do that. Okay, so rhinitis and sinus disorders. This is the nasal one. And it shows here the picture of the red. You really do look like the red, or one does look like the Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer when they have this running. So you probably wouldn't want to do this in your work environment unless you're working with people that have got a high tolerance of people that look funny, because your whole nose glows quite brightly. It's all good. It means the photons are passing even through your nose and out. If you can see red, it means photons are escaping. And the photons go deep into your sinus cavities. If you have an ongoing problem with your sinuses, even with migraines, you can use this and get relief. Now, when you use the cold laser wrist, the viscosity actually gets reduced. I don't know why we say high blood viscosity. Maybe they're confusing viscosity with velocity, because your blood flows more freely and then faster. Yeah, the lipids in your blood also improve. There's more of them. You get reduced hypertension. And we're talking about diseases which are blood-borne and blood-based. If you have if you are at risk of having a blood clot, if anyone in your family has had a stroke or heart attacks, this will be an ideal unit to use in a preventative way. You can do it twice a day, in the morning and at night, and know that you are doing something proactively. Once you've bought it, it's yours. You don't have to pay any rental or anything. It doesn't use much electricity. It's just a wonderful unit to have and to use regularly as a preventative. Yeah, so that's our cold laser wrist. Now, this is another cold laser device that we make. It's our MiraMate Light Pad. Now, this is quite an amazing product. It's not got any facility of shining light up your nose or in your ears, but what it does very, very well. Now, rather than just having a few cold lasers, this has got 36 of them. And the dark ones here are very special, dark, deep penetrating lasers, which is fantastic for deep muscle injuries. If you've done damage to your ligaments, to your knee, to your ankles, this is the ideal product to just grab off out of your medicine cabinet. And I'm hoping that most of you have empty medicine cabinets or cabinets which are close to empty, because devices like this, again, you don't need a prescription for them. And they're just as, well, I guess I'm allowed to say they're just as effective, but they're better because they don't put poisons in your body. Grab this, turn it on, it's only got one button, place it against your body where it hurts. And you'll feel immediately the effect, the difference it's making. You can feel the heat in this one because there's just so many cold lasers there. It does give a bit of the warmth, which is very, very soothing. When you strain any muscles, quite often you throw a hot pack on. Well, this unit here is not as hot as a hot pack, but it gives that gentle warmth. In particular, those 3 lasers here, because these are higher power. And also the wavelength is getting closer to the infrared heat. Now I've got both of these units here to show you. I'll show these samples after the presentation so that you can see it in full screen. This shows here what you get with your kits, with the light pad anyway. It comes with a holder which just slides over it. And once the holder's on, you have 2 places to buckle up. So you can place it on your abdomen if you like, or wrap the strap around a couple of times and have it on your legs, or even your ankle, or even your arm. There's this one light, one charging port, and an on-off button. So this is my kind of product. And it shows you here how this person has lower back pain. The strap can be easily adjusted for anybody and everybody. Just adjust it to the right position and let the cold laser do its magic. It shows here other things that you can use the light pad for. See, cold laser wrist, that's really specialized really for your blood and possibly for the carpal tunnel. This product is has been designed for being more flexible where it's placed and being more powerful, so it's got greater depth. So you can do shoulder pain, neck pain, tennis elbow, all of your points in your back, knee pain, heel pain. It's a great product. Now, there's some products which, to me, are an immediate go-to. Now, I love the MiraMate cold laser wrist because it's convenient to wear. I'd maybe use it maybe once a month, but this unit here I use very often. I find it's very, very good. I have a cupboard, and it hasn't got any drugs or anything in it. All it's got are our products that are used for emergencies. So I open the cupboard. You know, when you have an injury, sometimes your mind's a bit in panic mode. You're thinking, what can I do? What can I do? Even as the inventor of these products, when my daughter has an injury, of course I'm panicking, like anyone would. And I'm thinking, what I have things arranged in this cupboard. When I open the cupboard door, right, the immediate go-to is there, and I grab it and I go. I've even got some honey in this cupboard, and I know as I see honey, I know it's amazing for cuts. So, got the honey, get the knife, throw it on the cut, and I know the cut's going to go away in double quick time. Same with these devices that are great for emergencies. I do these things. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation. Now I'll stop the share, and now I'll do my show and tell. Okay, well, I guess I'll start with the cold laser wrist. This is the box it comes in. You'll see what's in the box. Comes with the instructions booklet. You can't go wrong. I mean, gosh, it's very, very simple. We've managed to stretch the booklet out to a few pages, but
I confirm it's very simple to use. I really confirm.
So we'll skip the manual, as everyone does.
I put it on while you are doing your presentation, by the way, and just
and look at that.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
It's on. It's on. So,
yes.
Okay, let's give it a try. It's got buttons here. Just press the on/off button. Okay, it turns on, and then you can set the time or anything. But if you're like me and you're lazy, just push the on button again, and we're away. Now I won't shine it to the camera because it is cold laser. But all these beautiful colors, I guess I can show them indirectly. Can you see the colors there? Not really very well, but there's reds and greens and yellows and blues. Sound like Barney the dinosaur, don't I? Red and green, yellow and blue. I can see a rainbow. But they're all there, and each color is performing a function. And there's a time down here, so you can see how much time you have left in your treatment. After this time has expired, all the blood in your body will have traveled at one point in time, if it's lucky 2 or 3 times, underneath the lights. The sequence of the lights has been specially designed so it happens at the right sequence, optimum. Luckily, cold laser is a very well established mode of healing. As soon as the mainstream medical system uses something, then all of a sudden it's the best thing since sliced bread, and they don't poo-poo it. And we have a wealth of information and data that proves all that is claimed is real.
Yeah.
So that's our beautiful cold laser wrist. It's still got its protective cover on. I've promised my staff that I'll leave that on because I've got to return it. So that's that one there. And the other unit, our light pad. Actually, I'll put this one back in its box. There. Okay, now our light pad. Our light pad comes with these really cool shades. If you want to impress someone, let's just get this. Like, how cool is that?
That's super cool.
Where's everyone gone? Now, cold laser is, oh, there you are. Cold laser, even though it's 5 milliwatts, even though it is technically safe to shine in your eyes, there is the possibility that it can do damage. If there's like one chance in a billion, we will take precautions to avoid it. Now, with our cold laser wrist, because it's on your wrist when you turn it on, there's not really a risk of shining it in your eyes. But with light pad, you can turn it on and think, I wonder what lasers look like. Oops, and then you shine it into your eyes. Well, so we do state in the manual to wear these protective glasses, these really cool glasses.
They're really cool.
Now, this is the unit itself. It's quite a good sized unit. inside, as I say, is 36 cold lasers. I don't think there's anyone else that makes a product that has got so many cold lasers in such a small package anyway. And okay, this is currently in its holder. It's a stretchable belt, so it's nice and comfortable. So it's easy to place it on any part of your back or your stomach. But treatment's only like 20 minutes or so, so you can just watch TV and even hold it if you want to place it somewhere like here. It's very easy to use. Now again, just push the button on once and the lights are on. Now I won't shine it to the camera. This is the light. You can feel the, because there's so many cold lasers, you can feel some slight warmth. And because it's got those 3 deep penetrating lasers. Now, as an aside, because cold laser promotes healing and growth, it's actually wonderful for hair growth. Now, for me, people will look at me and think, well, I'm not actually a great walking advertisement for such a product. But, I'm actually not bald, truthfully known. So my hair hasn't migrated down as is often the case to shoulders and things, but I do actually shave every morning. Okay. But it is wonderful for alopecia, if you're developing a baldness, to just have it on here, because it's such a large area that it covers. It doesn't take long to treat and to introduce to your hair follicles the energy giving photons from the laser light. Yeah, so this is one of my really favorite products, which you wouldn't think necessarily will be the case, because it's not our most beautiful, very stylish block. To make it pretty, we would have had to have made it larger, and I just like having it in my hand.
Well, listen, I find it really super cool. It looks like a sci-fi movie healing device, which is in fact not science fiction, it's reality. And I find the design cool myself, but it's just me.
Yeah, I actually personally don't find it ugly. It's I'm saying it tongue in cheek. I mean, with other products, we spend a lot of time trying to get the appearance just right. But again, I didn't want it large. And it's a very heavy unit. We packed a lot into a small area. And I just didn't want to have a large handle and it'll become like a Hollywood to use. I just wanted something it can fit into a pocket and cargo pants. No, but it can fit into a pocket or purse. And you can wear it discreetly. You can just take it to work and give yourself a couple of sessions. A lot of people now, when they're working in chairs, spending hours at their desks doing computer work, they get their lower back pain. We can strap this and actually push it on during the day, and then they can feel, yeah, that's the cold laser doing its magic to my back, and it really does help. It's difficult often for people to take time out during the workday because their bosses might stipulate, okay, you get 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, and that's it. And so, yeah, it's nice to covertly treat yourself just on the sly. And, we've had people take these units, both this and the cold laser wrist, and in particular the cold laser wrist, because it does the blood, into hospitals. It doesn't interfere with their hospital equipment, and it complements their healing. And we've not heard of any hospital refusing it. I guess because they look so small and harmless. And so it's a no harm type situation, no risk to the hospital. But generally the people that are recovering from operations, the bruising disappears much faster with cold laser, much faster. The overall recovery process is faster. The immune system gets the The whole body gets that jump start with these cold lasers. We have other products, but they're harder to smuggle into a hospital and even more difficult to persuade the hospital staff to allow you to use them. Like contact mode, holding onto hand cylinders. The hospital staff, we've had some staff say, well, you know, because it's electrical, it can interfere with our sensitive ECG equipment. But with cold laser, it's photons that come out, light. No one can persuade me that light's going to interfere with sensitive equipment. It doesn't. And so it's using a God-given, it's a natural thing, light, which we're blessed with, in a natural form, being delivered to your body, so your body can do what it wants to do. Nobody wants to be sick. And, you know, after an operation, your body's been damaged, bruised, and yeah, you look, it's terrible. You look like you've been through the wars. Well, cold laser really helps improve your blood flow, oxygen. Bruising is blood which is basically died, it's stagnated, it's locked into one location. You can use heat packs to try and improve circulation, but it's not doing everything. It's not energizing the blood. It's not stopping your blood from clumping together and allowing more oxygen to be delivered. Cold laser does all that. And so it's really so simple. So the two products I've shown you today are products which I really do recommend people buy. Really is a no-brainer. It's kind of like when you have a sore throat, what do? Well, you take some lemon juice. Of course. Well, this is an immediate go-to for many other conditions. Cold laser. It's just a natural. Using natural means to allow your body to become well again.
Yes, and light
Yeah.
is a natural thing. I mean, and it doesn't produce any electrical wave, any EMF, nothing. It's just light, but it's laser, as you explain. It's focused, and so I have it on my wrist since for now. 5 minutes to go. I do not feel any heat, anything. It's like, and I actually feel like, you know, it's morning as we record this in Ireland. It's early morning for me, and usually I'm a bit like and that's, since I put it, I can really feel that getting, you know, more awake, and it's just boosting me. It's really fantastic. I love this thing.
We are creatures of light. Without sunshine, we cannot survive. We need light to survive.
Yeah.
And so to different degrees, you also need light for healing. If you go out in the sunshine and you don't have sunblock on, so you allow the light to actually pass through and into your body can create the vitamin D and all the other things that science hasn't yet discovered yet. You know, when you're feeling sick and unwell, if you just go out in bright sunshine, lovely warm day, barefoot on grass, and just put your arms out and just bathe yourself into the life-giving force of light. It's you know, this is when you are connecting yourself with nature. So yes, I mean, science drills down. They talk about photons, electron energies, and all the rest of it. But do we really need to? Does the end user really want to go and need to know what the technical aspect is? Everyone knows inherently that light is good. Light is natural. Light is healing.
I have a question, because I think it's a question that may come up. When you say cold laser, and it's cold, I really try it for myself. I'll show you my skin after I remove straight away. It's cold. What is the difference with cold laser and a laser that burns, the normal laser that you can use to kill people?
Kill people, yeah, gosh. Well, the
I know,
difference,
right?
the difference is the power. Lasers for removing tattoos or removing moles or skin cancers, they're generally in the range of 10 watts, 7 watts, 10 watts, 15 watts, that kind of range. Lasers for cauterization during surgeries or cutting tissue, they're in the range of 15 watts or 20 watts. Lasers for killing people, and I don't discuss that, but lasers for
we imagine it's more.
this thing,
So,
lasers that can cut through, cut through materials.
yes.
You've been watching too many of the wrong movies,
I watch
Elena.
too much sci-fi. Anyway.
um, yeah, let's hope it all keeps it continues to be fiction, because
Yes.
sometimes the dystopian movies tend to be rather scary. But no, the powerful lasers, they go into the 50s or 100 watt or even more range. Our cold lasers are in the thousandths of a watt department. So the cold lasers that we use are 5 thousandths of a watt each. The deep penetrating ones that are in our light pad, those are 7 thousandths of a watt.
It's
So
very
it's just
few.
so very, very little.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the heat you feel from these units is from the batteries that power the cold lasers, because the lasers and the
Ah.
electronics behind these units, that requires energy, and the batteries, as they're delivering the energy, dissipate some of the energy as heat. But light pad, you will feel the warmth, not in an unpleasant way. It feels just like sunshine when you go out in a beautiful spring morning, going from a cold house to outside. You just get that lovely warmth. That there's a gentle nudge that summer's around the corner. That kind of warmth you get from light pad. So that's the
Thank you.
difference
Yeah.
between the death rays and the
Death rays. Laser sword.
yeah,
Laser
yeah.
saber. Okay, thank you. And I mean, I feel very inspired that I asked you this question, because it's nearly finished. A few seconds to go. I have a tattoo on this arm. You can see it a little bit here, and I want to show that I've been using it on this wrist for a month now, twice a day, half an hour, and the tattoo hasn't been damaged at all.
No,
That was
no.
the test, and it's absolutely
Right.
not that it came out that I have a tattoo here. It was a
Yes.
coincidence. Oh, here, that's it. So I'm
Okay.
going to stop it.
Oh, it will
Okay.
stop automatically. When it
Yes.
turns off, yes. Yeah.
And well, I want to do it faster. And so and here we
There
go.
we go. Living proof. Living
Living
proof.
proof. The tattoo is still perfect, and I have nothing.
The tattoo removing lasers, when I had my clinic in New Zealand, I had a laser removal tattoo. Other way around, a tattoo removing laser. Hey, that's good. I mean, that's my first mistake. And which of course can be edited out, of course.
Of course.
And that was 5 watts.
Okay.
And that gave it in bursts of energy. It turns the pigments within the tattoo into charcoal, which can be removed by the blood circulating in the area
No.
and the fluids flowing between your tissues. So it turns the pigments into charcoal, and then that dissipates through your body as it does. But it's 5 watts in power. There was a low power tattoo removing laser. It could also
Okay.
double up as a hair removal laser as well, because it had the energy to kill follicles.
Oh, as a woman, I'm interested to know.
And
Oh,
it's
yes, yes. With
and of course, as one does, I wanted to know how it feels like, and it does hurt. 5
Okay.
watts it does hurt.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's good to know, because it's little details, because there's a lot of people with tattoos, they'll be like, oh, maybe I can't use this. You can. A month
Yes.
later, it hasn't done
Yes.
anything
No,
to
it
it.
doesn't turn anything into charcoal. It hasn't got that kind of energy. I guess it's like when you're patting someone, you can pat very gentle, and that's very different from a smack. Very, very. It's a totally different language.
That's it. That's it. But
Yeah, and so
although it doesn't burn, it has enough power, the right amount of power,
yeah,
to do what it does.
to do wonders. That's right, and it's great because it's a product that complements your body's natural healing processes. I'm actually very healthy. I'm very energetic. My basal fitness is very high. My resting heart rate is around 50, because I'm not an athlete, but I incorporate difficulties. I inconvenience myself all the time. I always take the stairs, and I always rush when I could take my time walking. So I've got a good personal fitness. But I was surprised when I looked at my blood, and I was shocked when I saw that it was spiky. I was very shocked. I was going to show off to everybody and say, look, this is my perfect blood, which it wasn't. And so I was shocked. And then I came to realize why I still felt better after just 20 odd minutes of using cold laser wrist. Because after the 20 minutes, I pricked my finger again, put a drop on the slide, had a look using my dark field microscope. And just the difference was just incredible.
Oh, wow.
It's like it's from a different person.
Mm.
Yeah. The blood from me, it wasn't clumping together too much, but the spikes were pretty scary. They looked alien. Spikes on the blood. Yeah. And I always thought the blood always looked round, you know. This was very early, whilst, when we were deciding should we develop a great product. And so we made a prototype and then did our tests. And this is when we were really surprised at the difference. We thought, yeah, this is definitely a necessary item for people, not just a luxury thing,
Yeah.
So we decided we'll make something which is super easy to use, really affordable, and super effective.
Yeah, what I like with the technology you put out into this world, it's affordable. I mean, regarding to medical devices, or regular medical devices, which is unaffordable for the common of the mortals, your devices is for everyone, and it's quite impressive, and totally safe. Totally safe.
Yeah.
You really put a point to that.
Isn't it a sad world we live in when only the rich people can afford to do things for their own health? But we did create quite a stir amongst health manufacturers and suppliers because of the pricing of our products. We weren't really concerned at all with profit margins. And I think I mentioned before the charities where we do throw our profit into. We really are different from them, and they really wanted us gone. So they created a few obstacles, but we're still around and still doing what we're doing. And I don't think we can be stopped. It's important that everyone can afford to look after themselves. To go and see a doctor is expensive, but if you can buy something where you can become your own doctor and then treat yourself immediately after an incident rather than driving or being driven to a place, waiting in the waiting room so you can absorb all the viruses from the other people in the same room, and then go in and get your 20, 15 minutes of glory, and then go to a chemist. It's terrible. I don't recommend people don't go to a doctor. I always say, see a trained, registered medical professional. But isn't it good that between when you do hurt yourself or when any sort of emergency occurs And when you do see this trained medical professional, you can do something to be proactive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So I've got my cupboard, and I've got a lot of things in there. I've even got eardrops. I've got a lot of things which I use for emergencies. I know that some things I have a natural disposition to. I know that my ear canals are quite small. If I get a sore earache, I either put eardrops in, or generally I put the eardrops in, and then I use the cold laser in my ears. And that combination is a winning combination. That's magic.
Ah,
Yeah. It's like how lemon juice and water is good, but if you add a bit of sugar, somehow it seems to work a little bit better. I don't
yeah. So
know
it would
why.
seem that whatever you put as a medicine, cream or liquid plant medicine, you put that afterwards, and it helps the product, the medicine to go faster into your bloodstream. And
I guess so.
yeah.
My understanding with the ears is when I get really bad earache, um, it's quite often it creates a layer of stuff don't want to mention in detail inside my ear canal, and I think maybe the eardrops clears that out and then allows the laser to do the penetration deeper into the infected tissue. But I generally find if I don't do that, my earache can last a week or even more. And when I was a child, I'd almost always have to go to the doctor and get ear drops, and oh gosh, terrible.
Mm.
I know how there's 3 different types of eardrops that I used to be given. I know the spell of each of them. I could identify them because I used to go so often. But now I don't go to the doctor. I just have regular eardrops, over the counter type ones, and then I've got my cold laser devices.
Okay.
I find that in the emergency time I do this, and then after half an hour it's not an emergency.
I have a question. So you have an ear, you can plug it to the device here,
That's right.
ear extension. Like, uh,
Right.
in what condition do you use this specifically, and does it help with migraines?
The best one for migraines is for the nasal cavity. That's the other accessory. For the one for the ears, it's fantastic for the ears are very close to your brain. Yes, that's the magic one for your sinuses. Now the distance between your eardrum and your brain is very small, and the effect that the cold laser has on your brain is most pronounced when using the cold laser in your ears. But it's really tinnitus is the biggest thing for your ears, or general health of your ears, for your eardrum even. If you've got a lot of people have damaged eardrums, pierced eardrums, cold laser helps in that regard in your ear canal.
Oh,
Or
it
for your
repairs
nasal
the
cavity.
tissues. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you are for sinusitis, or even with rhinitis, the nasal cold laser comes with silicone tips, which keep the units clean. So you can use them in your ears, in your nose. Second mistake of the interview. And not that we're counting, right? And that's right. And then you use them in your ears, and that helps with keeping the viruses at bay. Yeah. So it's all been very well designed. Um, we've been very careful in the design, making it so you keep things nice and clean as well, the silicone cover.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, these things you can then clean them in like boiling water or with
Yes,
soap,
yes,
or you know,
that's right. That's right.
and there's a lot of many coming with it.
Isn't it great to have a product where it's no consumables? You know, you just plug it in and you don't have to, buy something when something runs out, because it's there as long as you got electricity, it'll work. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm,
so
I'm a fan of products like this, you know. I don't like being at the beck and call and whim of you know, like these glucose testers. Okay, you've got to buy a sampling card which you insert into these units. Once use only, then you've got to throw it away, buy another one, and then buy another pack once they this. I mean, this is a bit sad. And so maybe actually one thing that wasn't touched on is diabetes. We've had some reports of their blood sugar counts coming under control. And cold laser, funnily enough, you know, we'd always given the warning, because we always err on the side of caution, not to use it in your thyroid area. But lo and behold, studies were done, deep studies were done, which found that if you do suffer from hypothyroidism, it gives permanent improvements to your thyroid function. And so maybe it can help. I'm not allowed to say a lot of things in these discussions, but it can certainly alleviate one's need for some things.
yes, yes. Well, at the
Yeah.
moment it boosts the immune system and it enforces the
Mm,
body defenses and the
mm.
bloodstream. The body then does its work, what it has to do.
Right, exactly.
That's what I
Now,
understand.
one thing that runs in my family is Hashimoto's, which is when your immune system turns against your thyroid. And we're told that is dumb dumb public. There's nothing you can do. It's just your immune system going crazy, and then you've got to take these immune suppressants, and then later on, more than likely, you're going to have to cut out your thyroid. Well, it all begins with inflammation. Maybe it isn't the hypothyroidism as in your immune system turning against your thyroid. Maybe there's a weakness in the family where the inflammation then can turn to your thyroid. You can hear my girl there probably in the background. Whereas if you can keep your inflammation at bay, then you can then alleviate. You can stop your body becoming aggressive towards your thyroid. And so your cold laser wrist that you're holding now would be an ideal thing to use twice a day to prevent any sort of autoimmune condition from progressing to something much worse by keeping the inflammation low. So yeah, I do that as a regular basis for the for the Hashimoto's. And in fact, I've just been for, funnily enough, a full test. Oh, I hate these tests. At a hospital. The worst thing is the parking, so I just ride my bicycle there. It's only about 6 kilometers away, so it's not too far. And every time I pass with flying colors, they say the last one they actually passed comment that my thyroid was nice and smooth, which I thought, well, that's nice. I didn't really think of it in those terms, but they said it's nice and smooth, which means it's perfectly healthy and it's got no inflammation, not even dimples that can indicate aging. In fact, the person at the counter, which they're looking through my end result report, they looked at me again and they questioned my date of birth because they didn't believe, they thought there was an error in the year. And nope, that's the year I was born. So long-term use of health-giving products such as cold laser does slow down what other people will tell you is a natural aging. There are groups which are called biohacking groups, and they experiment in several areas. And one area of that is cold laser. If your body is working at full efficiency, it means it doesn't have to work very hard to maintain health. And so energy that your body has, and it's only got a limited amount, can be used for the necessary things rather than the physical activities. It can be used more effectively for getting rid of all the waste products in your body. When you eat things, there's going to be waste at the other end. You want everything to be flowing quickly and smoothly, and things just happen so much easier. If your body doesn't struggle, then it doesn't age as quickly. Okay, I've mentioned I've got a very slow heart rate. People say to me, well, that's not actually a good thing. It's actually it can be a bad thing. But my blood flow is high, which means that my heart is being efficient in the pumping. As part of my test, they check for the plaque in my blood, because I actually request this because it's a thing that runs in my family as well. It's important to know weaknesses so that you can address them early and be proactive. And each time, so there's nothing. There's just nothing to worry about. There's no detectable plaque in my body. So I put that down to my cold laser use.
Can you have this working on your wrist or nose or ears at the same time you are using the spooky machine?
Yes, there's no interference at all. I mean, you can do it to save time, but if something is easily worn, it doesn't become a trouble to wear. With a device behind you, it's got to be plugged into a computer, which is plugged into the wall. So you've got to sit down in a certain place. But with these devices that we've just mentioned, you can be doing anything. You can be buying groceries in the supermarket, and no one will give you a second look. But you can use them at the same time. There's no interference. It's possibly a very good thing to do. It's not so convenient.
Yeah. Oh, I put it, and I sometimes I forget I have it, and I do what I have to do. And well, I think it's a fantastic technology that you put at disposal. I mean, for the whole of humanity, and it's affordable. And I love what you do. And there are other devices that I've tried, and I want to interview you on these as well, but not too much packed information at the time. I know. That's another one. Like, oh my God, same. But that's really, really cool. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Well, we get a real buzz in helping other people. We really do. It is a cliche, but when you receive a gift, it's kind of nice. But when you give it, your whole body can feel flushed with happiness and giving something and seeing the delight and all the goodness that this gift is giving. Well, this is for everything that we do. And you get these emails and other reports back. We might stumble on a YouTube video of someone that's giving a review of our products. We've got no idea who these people are, and they speak so glowingly of us. We get a real buzz from that, a real buzz. And that's what life is about. At some point in time, we're going to be underground pushing up daisies. Just to know that a change may be the start of a change, but a change would have been started by us and the people that are supporting us. And there are a lot of people that are supporting us. This how things should be. I think that businesses, if they put emphasis on spiritual wealth rather than financial wealth, the whole world will be a much better place, a much better place, where businesses are truly run on foundation principles rather than just the cold, hard cash. you think of all the bad decisions that have been made in history, including Royal Rife, who invented machines over 100 years ago. Oh no, almost 100 years ago, which cured terrible diseases. Even now, we can't replicate them for very good reason, you know. And that reason is money. That's why certain decisions were made. Imagine a world where decisions were based truly, fully on empathy, love, the desire to help other people. Just imagine. Wouldn't that be a fantastic world to live in? Oops, I think you bumped the wire again. I can't sign read very well.
This is the world of tomorrow. This is where we are going. That's where humanity is going. I really truly believe it, because there are people like you coming forward more and more, wanting to help humanity. There are other people I know, such as the person who created DIMS device, Chris O'Connor. He's like you. He just came up with the electromagnetic device, and he's just supplying hospitals freely with it as well. You know, people like this, I mean, like you, it's the future, and it's already the present. Guys, this works. This is affordable. It is not a commercial video. It's a video to help humanity. I mean, I really want to show you this. And John is still working with his team all the time to come up with new solutions to help everyone. And I'm going to interview you on the other device who spoke earlier on, and that because this one as well is, oh my God. Okay, no more teasing. We'll do something on it, but there's a device, it looks like this, that I had a broken foot, and I used it. 2 weeks later, I could climb mountains and wear high heels and run. So we'll talk about that next time. Oh, John, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me on your show, allowing me to, accepting my begging. Please let me on. Please let me on. I love being interviewed by you. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. And take care, everybody. Keep on passing the love forward.